just want to let you all know that I am very sick right now, so if I say some stuff weird or my voice is just different from other videos, that is why. Doing, all right for what it is. I just hope that the sickness can just be over at this point. I hate being sick. I hate it. It really stops the flow of videos for some reason because, it's me coughing all the time when I record stuff, and it's just how it is. But hopefully I'll get back into the same loop of how many videos I do per week. So hope to see an improvement on that front. And as we continue through our normal videos, I usually do a compliment of the day. This compliment is for people who are having a rough day. Again, me and my community are people who are kind and considerate, and we care for one another. Now, if you want to be in our community, be sure to subscribe, of course, and join our server. We have all those, channels if you ever want to discuss your feelings or anything. We take mental health very seriously. I feel like it's something that we should be taking a bit seriously. And again, only 10% of you guys subscribe when you watch my videos, so if you want to, join up and be a part of our community, that would be awesome. And here is the compliment of the day. You're so kind, everyone instantly feels like your friend. Hopefully that lifts up your day's spirit, because I feel like we need to care again and show a bit more kindness to one another. Alright, let's get into today's video, which is leaks for Season 21's dungeon. Now, if you didn't know, usually now Bungie is going to implement a system where they're going to charge you, yay, some money for, the endgame activities that you're going to get throughout the seasonal year. With the format being, we are going to get a new dungeon with an expansion launch, Root of Nightmares with Lightfall, 2 dungeons split up into separate seasons, and a reprise raid in the middle of those 2 dungeons that will be free, and it's likely to be a part of, from Destiny 1 and integrated into Destiny 2. For example, we're getting the Root of Nightmares raid with Lightfall, which we already got. We're getting a Season 21 dungeon, which will be in Season of the Deep. That's what we'll be talking about in today's video. We are going to get a reprise raid that will be free to all players in Season 22, which is likely to launch in August. And then finally, another dungeon that will be separate, and you're going to need to get the dungeon key for that in Season 23, and that season will end off Year 6. So, if you didn't know what the format is, that's what it's likely going to be. Now, with this video, we are talking about Season 21, and it's big to point out where it's going to be taking place. If you haven't seen my other leak videos, we know that Titan is going to be a big location in the narrative front, and it's going to be a major location in the season itself. Looks like the place Titan will be returning, and it will be the location that the dungeon will be taking place. If you didn't know, this was a location back in the Red War, time in Destiny 2 Vanilla, and it was a location a lot of people loved. It was pretty small. It wasn't a huge location compared to Io or compared to Mars, but it was, a decent-sized expansion. You're probably likely going to see Hive, Fallen, and Taken in this location, so if you want to point out, what enemies you're likely going to see in this dungeon, I would say Hive is very likely. Duh, Season of the Deep. Now, going into some of the weapons we're going to see from this Titan dungeon is that a Season of the Deep glaive is on the horizon. Destiny Leaks on Twitter, which is a very credible source, has showed us a picture, not a fully rendered picture of this glaive, but a decent photo of it. And it shows also giving us info on the archetype being a rapid fire frame and a solar glaive as well. This is likely going to maybe be an exotic for the dungeon. Could be a legendary, but it also could be an exotic, because it looks pretty cool from just that picture yet alone. Also, someone commented about their opinion on glaives, and it looks like Destiny Leaks was replying to that, saying that we're likely going to get another glaive within Trials next season. So just some more info. If you're a fan of glaives, we're likely going to get some more glaives going throughout Season of the Deep. Now, as we continue, we are going to look at some of the weapons, other dungeon weapons that will be legendary within the season, as well as the dungeon origin trait before we close off this video. Now, some dungeon weapons we are going to get is a stasis waveframe, a stasis aggressive rocket, a solar aggressive SMG. Those are some of the weapons we're also going to get. And remember, with this season, we are going to probably be balanced around solar, stasis, and strand. Those are probably the elements you're likely going to see more, as we got leaked info on some of the weapons from Season of the Deep that looks more along those elements. I don't think Arc is going to get a lot this season again, hopefully we'll get something with Arc, because I know Arc has been kind of stale these last couple of weeks. And then lastly, the Season 21 dungeon origin trait is called Restoration Ritual. Reviving allies or killing enemies with finishers reloads this weapon and readies an emergency reload for the next time this weapon runs out of ammo, which was also from Freezing Dart, which has been also a very critical source. Looking at that from that front, this dungeon looks pretty cool. Now, just some, normal material that I want to cover off is that there's going to be a seal, obviously, and with Bungie's new formula when it comes to seals for dungeons is that they're going to have, some similar triumphs to any other dungeon seal, but they're also going to have the rewards being maybe increasing the chances of that exotic weapon that drops from the dungeon as well. There's going to be collectibles within this next dungeon. That is an obvious point. But just to point out, you're likely going to see the same formula for what we got in the Spire of the Watcher dungeon and what we got with the Root of Nightmares raid as well. So, stuff there. I hope you guys did enjoy this short video. It wasn't a huge one, but it did give us more info on what we were going to get in this dungeon. It's going to be on Titan. It's going to be a Hive. It's likely going to be a Hive boss or a Hive Worm God or something. And then it is also going to bring some weapons and a new glaive to us, hopefully being an exotic, which will be pretty awesome. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.